Welcome back to Grassroots Media, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Gregory Contracting and Excavating Billy Kaylor Show, where we cover everything in Lower Afton with the Chuckey-Doak Black Knights. As always, I'm sitting here with head coach Billy Kaylor. Coach, how you doing this afternoon?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right.
Painting the field out there. Got a little bit of paint on your hands, sweating a little bit. Good to be inside now.
Yeah, cool off a little bit.
Got to paint the field before tomorrow night too.
One of the many duties of a high school football coach.
One of the many.
Yep, that's a fact.
If you had to list how many duties there were, what number do you think it would add up to? Triple digits?
Probably pretty close, yeah. Yeah. If you had to add up all the things you worry about in a week, it's definitely the triple digits.
I'd like to do a survey with head coaches and ask them when they became a head coach on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard did it hit you when you became a head coach of how many duties you would have?
Yeah.
1 to 10, what would be yours?
Probably a 7. And I felt like I was, I worked for a couple guys who mentored me some and gave me opportunity to do a lot of stuff. I don't know that I was surprised by all the things. It's just you're not used to doing them all at one time. I kind of had my hands in a little bit of everything over the years, but when you have to do it all at one time, it's like, holy smokes. It's a reality check for sure.
That's what I want to ask. I might do that now. Now that I brought it up, just go through, ask a lot of head coaches throughout just any sport, not just football too. Baseball might be the one where you have the most to do because you have to work on that field almost every single day to try to keep it the way it looks. And I know a lot of baseball coaches that they just go work on it just random mornings. They wake up at 6 a.m. just go work on the field for fun.
I think you can do it all the time if you're a baseball coach, I tell you.
Because you got games almost every single day too.
Yep.
You got practice.
I can't imagine.
Before practice, you got to go out there. You got to
drag it, all
drag
that stuff.
it after the practice. You got to drag it again. You got to mow. I don't know how often you mow a baseball field, but some coaches probably do it every day.
Up here, it's not too bad. I don't imagine, especially early in the year. But I know down in South Carolina, it gets warm fast. They mow it most of the year. So yeah, that's more field maintenance than I want for sure.
Yeah. I enjoy watching baseball games here too. A little side topic, because sometimes you might get lucky and see a home run hit off your football press box up there.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
A little short porch out there in left field too.
Oh yeah.
And then you got the green monster flipped in right field too.
Hey, I'm looking forward to getting up here and watching some baseball.
It's cool. It's cool. Good. It's kind of flipped because left field you think would be the wall because you pull to the left, but it's in right.
A little interesting.
It's cool though.
Oh yeah.
But let's talk about some football a little bit. Had another classic with Unicoi County this past week.
Yeah, tough one.
It was one of those games that I don't necessarily call a rivalry because it's not really heated, but it has produced a lot of classics the last few years. This year was another classic, went to overtime, went down to the very last play of the game. Talk about that game in full, talk about the excitement, the anxiety, the feeling before and after. Just take me through that whole entire night.
Yeah, we knew they were a good football team. We knew we had to play well, and started off kind of slow, but had a big fourth down conversion on the first drive and kind of pushed us in the end zone right there. And our kids played super hard. We had a lot of opportunities to win that football game. It's one of those. At the end of the game, I told their coach. He told me nobody deserves to lose that game. We both played really, really hard. It's just sometimes the way the cookie crumbles. Very proud of how hard our kids played, and we certainly produced offensively. Brayson Erwin had a career night. We rushed for over 300 yards. I think he may have taken the single game record, 335 yards, something like that, and took the career record as well. So that was obviously good to see. And then, hate it for our kids, a heartbreaking loss. But I told them, there's everybody points to one or two plays. There's probably 15, 20 plays in that game that could have changed the tide of it. And unfortunately, they just didn't go our way.
Going up there into Gentry Stadium and playing too, that's one of the places that I talked about. It's one of the harder places to play. Was it a difficult place to play in, or could you kind of control the game the way you wanted to?
No, I felt like we had a pretty good handle on what was going on for the most part. Neat, beautiful stadium, neat place to play a football game.
I love the new press box they've added up there.
New press box is nice. The view out there, before the sun went down, it's absolutely breathtaking. So it's just, neat place to play a game. That's what you want high school football to be, two good teams duking it out. We were in position a lot defensively and just couldn't quite make the plays. So, it's just a tough one to swallow.
Let's talk about Brazy Mervin a little bit. He's been a staple every week that we've talked about. You mentioned it a little bit. 335 yards, we believe, is the new single-game rushing record at Chuckey-Doak High School. Yep. He had an amazing performance. That probably puts him over the career mark also, if I can get it out, that we were talking about. Great night by him. I think 2 years ago he was close. He was 6 yards away against West Green, and now he finally gets over that mark. That was something I'm sure he's always wanted to. How great of a night did he have, truly?
Oh, man, he ran the ball extremely hard. Blocked it well up front. You know, the guys up front played well for the most part, and, you know, he had another one, big one that was called back that would have put him well over the mark there. Had a holding call on a touchdown run that would have put him well over. So, man, he just had a big night. You know, it was really nice when you can run the football effectively. You got a chance to make an offense work. You know, and it kind of tightens that defense down and gives you a chance to throw the ball when you have to. And we certainly were able to do that at times Friday night. You know, we made a great throw to Dom Atchison for his first career touchdown, which is pretty cool to see. And you know, obviously a great throw to Brock late in the game to tie it up with 1.7 left, I think. So it was, you know, you see the yards, but it also when you run the ball that effectively, it manifests itself in the rest of the offense as well. It's not just on the run game.
I know coming down in those situations where you're trailing late with under a minute left, as a coach, you've experienced it plenty of times before probably.
Yep.
For those players, did they handle the pressure as well as you thought they would going down to the wire?
Honestly, they probably handled it a little better than I thought they would. It's easy for kids to get anxious in that moment and try to do more than they should, really, more than what's asked of them. And you know, you tell kids all the time, very, very rarely in football at any level, particularly the high school level, does it take exceptional plays all the time. It takes consistent good plays. You do your job all the time, and you got chances for success. And a lot of times I've been in that situation as a coach and as a player. You know, somebody tries to do more than what's asked of them. And it results in a negative yardage play or a ball on the ground or an interception, you know, trying to force a ball, something like that. Our guys handled it with ice water in their veins at that point. You know, we marched it down the field and was really, really proud of them.
In situations like that, I've said it before and I might have said it on here before, it's good to kind of get put in those situations because you learn a lot.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily want to lose that game, but to be trailing with under a minute left, trailing by 2 possessions kind of halfway through the fourth quarter, those certain situations are good to go through, win or lose, because going down to the playoffs right here, if you get in that certain scenario, you've learned from the past, you kind of learn how to adjust to that type of situation and how to go through the motions.
Absolutely. You know, it's what makes football a great game. It teaches you about life, and, you know, it teaches those kids how to handle adversity and stress all at the same time. And, you know, you learn about how you respond. You learn about yourself. You know, it shows us coaches something, but really it gives those kids the confidence to respond the next time. And that's what you're looking for is, do they have the confidence to turn around and respond the next time things are in a tough spot or the next time the back's against the wall. And they certainly did.
And, I mean, that Unicoi Chuckey-Doak rivalry, that's becoming, I think, one of the better rivalries throughout Northeast Tennessee over the past few years. I know last year was the game where Chuckey-Doak went, I think, 4 straight touchdowns in that game. This year you have the overtime classic. The year before was where Chuckey-Doak was down 20-0 and then pulled it within a 1-possession game. Almost came back within the fourth quarter, but I think came 1 down short of being able to win that game.
Yeah.
So it's been a great rivalry the last 3 years that I've been a part of Grassroots and been able to cover these games, but unfortunately ended in a loss this year that puts you back in the 4 spot too.
Yep.
But you've got a chance with Gatlinburg-Pittman coming up this week.
Yep.
Season's not over. You're locked into the playoffs as a 4 seed. But how great would it be to spoil Gatlinburg-Pittman's season with a loss at the end of the year? We'll talk about that in just a minute, though. We'll go ahead and cut to a break. So we'll be right back in just a second to preview that game here on Grassroots Media.
At Corner Pawn, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pawn can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pawn is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Corner Pond help you today at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greenville, Tennessee. Tommy's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greenville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommy's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommy's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommy's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommy's a call at 638-3662.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Gregory Contracting and Excavating Billy Kaylor Show, where we cover everything here on the Black Hole with the Chuckey-Doak Black Knight football team. As always, I'm sitting here with head coach Billy Kaylor. So you've got Gatlinburg-Pittman this week.
Yep.
Said it before, it's the third year in a row that they come down here to Lower Afton to play. I don't know if there's really been a lot of scenarios where a team goes to a certain location and plays 3 times in a row. No. But in this case, GP is coming down here to play the 3rd time in a row. They've gotten 2 wins over you 2 previous years. How big would it be to spoil their season at the end with a win over the Highlanders on Friday night?
Oh, man, it'd be huge.
Thursday night.
Thursday night. It'd be huge. They're a good football team. They're a very good football team. So, it's a good opportunity for us to kind of rebound and give our kids a chance to play another football game. I tell them, this time of year, you kind of tell them, your time runs short. Some of them it's running short for this season. Some of it's running short forever. So, take advantage of the opportunity, and it's a good football team coming in here, but, we have nothing to lose but to play our tails off and see where the chips fall.
That's one thing I've mentioned in a few other interviews before. Nothing is more scary than playing a team that has nothing to lose, and that's kind of what you all have right here. You're locked into the 4 spot. You can't get to the 3 spot. They're locked into the 1 spot. I don't think you can upset them to where it moves them back because they've defeated everybody else in the conference. But with nothing to lose going into this game, having lost the 2 previous seasons, do you think the boys in the locker room are going to be a little extra motivated having played them the last 2 years and having their season ended against them?
I think so, and they played them a really tight ball game last year. They have a little bit of confidence in that, in the sense that they know, they're obviously a good football team, but they're not unbeatable. So they have some confidence there, and I think that we had a fairly good week of practice for a short week, especially coming off such a tough loss. They've kind of rebounded and dialed in, and it's just another opportunity. This time of the year, it's high school football. Any Friday night really is a toss-up. You never know what's going to happen, but particularly this time of year, it gets interesting in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking forward to it.
With their offense coming in here, it's the same offense a lot of these boys saw last year. You've got Carlos Orr and Whitman Whaley out wide. You've got Tegan Avera running it through the middle, and you've got Brady Hammonds at quarterback. What have you kind of practiced this week to try to limit their attack going into Thursday night?
Well, they're obviously very talented at the skill positions. They're good up front. So you try to take away what they do well. With a team that talented, they do a lot of stuff well.
Mm-hmm.
So you practice what they do, and you coach the little points and the stuff. Don't give them a little slip. Give them a little hole, but tighten down and try to defensively play really, really sound. And make them either beat you doing something they don't want to do or making exceptional plays. And if you can limit big plays and play sound, you get a chance.
It kind of feels weird that you're playing them the 3rd year in a row, but this is the first year you're within the same region with each other.
Yep.
Because it kind of feels like you've already been in the same region, seeing them in the playoffs twice and now seeing them in the regular season. But their defense is another thing that helps them a lot too. Their defense creates offense for them, stopping teams early in the drives and then making them turn the ball over. What do you plan on doing on offense to kind of thwart their attack on defense?
Obviously we look to hopefully have another big game on the ground. That certainly helps solidify your offense and picking and choosing your shots, playing well up front. They don't do a lot of crazy pressure stuff, but they're really good at what they do. So you've just it's not a magic potion to beat good football teams. You got to be sound. You rarely do you win football games with smoke and mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
You play sound football. You control the line of scrimmage. You limit turnovers. you maximize your own big plays, you limit theirs, and that's kind of what you have to be able to do.
All right, you got 3 keys to success that you need to carry out each week to win the football game. What do you need to do this Thursday night against the Highlanders?
Control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. We can limit their explosive plays and keep turning the ball over. I think we got a pretty good shot.
All right, Coach, I think that's all I've got for you this week. If anybody's seen the last 2 games against Gatlinburg-Pittman, they've been 2 of the more exciting games that you've probably seen the last 2 years. You can probably expect another this Thursday night. It'll be on Thursday night, so don't show up Friday night. There will be nothing here to watch.
No.
So make it out here. That'll also be our broadcasted game of the week. So if you can't make it out to the game, tune into the YouTube channel about 7 o'clock on Thursday night to be able to tune into that game, Coach. That's all I've got for you this week. Thank you for sitting down with me once
Appreciate it,
again.
man.
Always a pleasure to come down here to Lower Afton, and thank you for watching this week's edition of the Gregory Contracting and Excavating Billy Kaylor Show. Look forward to seeing you next time here on Grassroots Media.